Hello, GB fans in YouTube land. This is Ariel back with another project update for you. Now, I've finished sanding and bondoing most of the inside of the cosmetic plate. I still have a little bit of sanding to do around the edge here, and I still have to cut for the cosmetic arm there. That comes off and has the leg rest fitting on it. Sorry about the shake cam. I'm brushing off my arm here. Got a little bit more Bondo here because I didn't like the way it was coming out. I've still got to shave down a little bit over here, a little bit of imperfection over there, and a little bit of imperfection over here that I sanded down already, that I'm going to hit it with a little bit more primer and see how it looks. And then once I know that all of this is set up, I'm going to hit that with some primer and see how it looks. And if it looks good, I'll continue, the sand, paint, sand, paint, sand, paint process. I also had to cut down my end fitter. I had installed this end fitter, but yeah, it was a little too big, a little too long, and I had screwed up on it royally. It sat out pretty far. That's the original, well, not the original, but this is some of what was in, or on rather, the end fitter. So I cut it by about half, and it looks to be a lot more accurate height-wise. Now you can see inside the hole here, I did a major screw-up job on cutting the holes out for the ventilation of the end fitter. So I've got to go back in and do that. But it's good that I cut it down to the regular size, the regulation size. It might actually be a little bit smaller, but not really a fan of the holes in the end fitter anyway, so I may just paint them on and cheat and just call it a day. And then eventually upgrade later. I do plan on getting this pack over here all set up and done, and once it is done, it will have the correct length end fitter. I did build the HGA, which is the barrel-like part that goes up here. It just sticks to the side up here, so I'll be attaching that as soon as I build a bracket for you, and I'll be showing, well, not for you, but for it, and I'll be showing you guys a little bit more of the pack. Now, if you're wondering how I've got the end fitter installed, it's pretty simple. I cut through the pack shell, as you can see. Hello! And flip it over, and I just, wedged the PVC tube down into the hole, and then I super glued the absolute crap out of it. You can actually see some of the Bondo sticking through on the sides here, which is why I went ahead and bondoed this to the pack, because I wanted to eliminate all of these seams and these cuts and undercuts and just the general nastiness that is the underside of the pack. I did also fill in this. Wait for the camera to adjust. I need a new camera. But I filled this in, and all this is, not going to get bothered with. It's going to be on the inside of the shell, so hopefully it's not going to show through too much on the side here when I paint it. There's a little bit of Bondo there, so I can sand everything down and make it all uniform and nice and pretty. But other than that, everything is looking great, I think. I might be a little conceited, might have my own big head, but yeah, I think it's looking awesome. And in case you guys are wondering how the homemade filter looks pretty spot on. Looks pretty movie accurate. It is, again, homemade, so there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done to it. I still need to get it right where it needs to be on the bottom. It does come off a little bit, although it is pretty secure up top here. I can push down on it, with a relative amount of force and is not going anywhere. But I do need to fix the bottom part of it up. That being said, with the way it is, I can just stick a sheet of paper in here and then slide it in and then kind of tape it down and then go to town as far as paint's concerned. I still need to install and make the gels for the cyclotron lights, which is going to be done a little bit later on tonight. And I still need to make and install the individual plates, which I'm either thinking making them out of this wood here, which would be incredibly quick and easy and painless, and I can sand down the rough edges, or making them out of plexiglass, which would give me the option of super glue, because I don't know how well super glue will hold up with wood and with wood and plastic. So that being said, give you a good overview shot of the entire pack, and I'll be back shortly with another update.